Hi, I'm Mike Thornton from Pro Tools Expert, and today I want to show you how I use color banding in the Nugen Audio VisLM 2 loudness meter to help me keep within my loudness targets. I do a lot of radio post-production, and long before loudness workflows came along, I would always consider what the key narrative elements are in a program that I'm working on, and make sure that they're always clearly audible even in the most challenging listening environments like a car travelling on the motorway, where the ambient noise is very high. I know that the other elements that I'll add to enhance the narrative won't be heard in these high ambient noise environments, but those listening in a quieter space will be able to enjoy these details too. But I know that the key elements will be audible for everyone. And loudness range can really help here. And you should also consider how your project is going to be consumed and choose an appropriate loudness range. And as you plan your mix, consider the comfort zone. The comfort zone has come out of all the listening tests that have gone into the development of the BS 1770 loudness standards. And what they found is there is a zone within which consumers don't feel the need to reach for the remote control to adjust the volume. And they found that this comfort zone is between +3 and -5 LU around the target loudness. And it's a useful guide to consider when looking at the short-term meter. Because if the loudness goes outside this comfort zone for a significant period of time, then consumers will reach for the remote control, and that defeats the object of the loudness workflows. I use color banding to help with this, so when I'm working on a radio documentary or podcast, I like to work with a comfort zone of +2 to -3 LU, and so I set up the Nugen Audio VisLM to have color bands so that the display above 2 LU is red, between +2 and -3 LU it's green, and then below -3 LU it's blue. And this can all be set up here in the options window, and I'm going to show you how I do this. First, let me go to the presets menu and select the +9 relative scale. This makes my target loudness on the meter 0 LU, which I much prefer to use. As this is a podcast, I'm going to change the offset to -16, as that's my chosen target loudness for content played on mobile devices. Then, because I won't be having a lot of low-level content, I'm going to bring up the bottom of the display to around -39. Now I'm ready to create my color bands. I prefer the top band is red, so I click on this color block and choose my red, and then adjust the threshold to +2. Next, I want my green zone with a bottom threshold of -3, and so we set the next band to green from the color palette, and then adjust the threshold, bring it all the way up to -3 LU. And there you have it. And when I'm mixing, I aim to keep all those key narrative elements inside my green zone. And for this sort of content, I usually end up with a loudness range of around 5. But this is only one way of using the color banding. For drama, I aim to work to the more normal comfort zone of +3 to -5 LU, and I could choose to split this expected zone into 2 shades of green. But of course, you choose what works best for you. I find using color banding really helpful, as I only need to glance at the VisLM window to see how I'm doing. But in reality, the easiest way to produce loudness-compliant mixes is to calibrate your monitoring and then don't adjust them, so that if it sounds too loud, it is too loud, and if it sounds too quiet, it is too quiet. Color banding can also help with the familiarity with a script, where because you know what's being said, you can still hear and understand it. And so if I see my dialogue falling out of my comfort zone, I'll go back and review that section and make sure that someone listening for the first time will be able to understand what's being said. I'll see you again soon.